Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. No better way to describe this weekend as a weekend of shocks. If you look at the South Africa versus Wales, firstly, the result. Then you look at some of the cynicalness that happened in the actual game. You're looking at the shock results in the URC. You look at the results in the Prem. We've also got the Rugby World Cup, not pools announced, but obviously, what do you call it, Drake? The drafting slots.
The pots the teams are in before the draw.
Exactly. So we'll talk about the shock weekend and then we'll cover a bit of that as well. But Jake, I was going to ask you how the fitness journey is going, but I'll forgive you because you sent me a photo of a pizza that looked pretty good and December's just started. Okay. Festive season is there to enjoy yourself. Christmas time is nearby. How are you doing, my man?
Yeah, well, I had a very light lunch, so the pizza was, I've got an excuse for that, and then also this advent calendar malarkey's in, so I have a chocolate out of there, so yeah, I'm not doing too great. How are you doing, Casual, in December?
Oh, I'm very good. December's in South Africa, it just doesn't get better. It just doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Well, especially in Cape Town. In Cape Town, it is just the best.
Well, it's getting cold here in England, so obviously I need my winter blubber. So that's my sort of my excuse for eating.
Well, it's the strange thing, right? Because you associate like New Year's and Christmas with like cold, snow, rain, those type of things, like warm and cozy at the fire or whatever. I associate Christmas with like extreme heat at the pool, cocktails, bezas, brandy, at the pool with the braai on, late nights going out and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've got two totally different ways of celebrating our stuff. Does the thought of ours kind of intrigue you a bit that you're like, okay, 1 year I want to sacrifice my little coziness for like that just craziness? Or do you just prefer?
Maybe I'll come down to the nice weather in Australia, somewhere nice, and just enjoy what a summer Christmas is like. Do you go surfing? Is there a Casual Bias surfing page?
No, I don't surf. No.
Okay.
I used to have long hair and people always thought I surfed. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I used to have long hair and people thought I used to do like the surf look because I always wear the cap, right? So just make. Whoa, let's not go that far.
Anyway.
The thing is, right, like I always watch movies and then it's like this Christmas Eve time and I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? That's not us. That's I've never seen that. So I would love to do 1 year like New Year's in the North, just to kind of experience it like that.
There's always this North-South rugby debate, which only Southern Hemisphere people care about. Where is the Southern Hemisphere Christmas movie in the summer? There is none. What is going on there? Your movie makers in the Southern Hemisphere.
I don't know. We watch American and UK movies. To be fair.
Yeah, you're taking our sports. Might as well take our movies. Anyway, shall we get going?
Yes. Okay. Let's start off with Springboks as well as quickly, because there's a couple of talking points regarding that. Obviously, last game of the year. You see, I thought like 100%. I'm going to sit here and say the game went as we thought it would.
Yeah.
No way did we expect 73-0.
I did.
Not 73-0. I said like Boks by 35, which is a thrashing.
I thought I thought Wales at least get a try. I mean, they took a few penalties to go for the corner and couldn't even get one try. That's how abysmal this Welsh team is. I said it'd be like 60 points.
No, this was a ridiculous scoreline.
And it could have been more. It could have been more. So Sasha missed a couple of conversions as well. Like I wanted to get 80, just make it fun.
No, but you purely hate Wales, right? Like, is this good for the game?
No, it's terrible. But you can see it coming. Like we can all see it coming, but it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Like what has happened to the Welsh game, man?
The less we actually talk about that, the better, right? Like I don't want to jump on the Welsh. It was a clinical performance by the Boks. the guy stepped up that needed to step up, fighting for the jersey. Last game of the season, fired up. Ethan Hooker is an absolute monster. Andre Estrazen, once again, playing in the centres, not as a forward. Just keeps on bulldozing people like it's nothing. There's one takeaway, obviously, of the game. Right, people have mentioned like beating a team 73-0, but there's one big talking point. Eben Etzebeth. From an outside perspective, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think it's odd because you wouldn't expect it from Etzebeth to do something that sort of rash. You know, he's an experienced player. He's like the most bot player currently playing still. And yes, just do something so silly. Like, it loses temper in the last minute of the game when you're 73-0 up in the last game of your Springboks season. You know, it just feels really, really dumb from Eben. You know, he doesn't strike me as like it's really odd.
What if he claimed alleged ball grabbing that no one can see? Does his red card get rescinded?
No.
And then does that get rescinded? And then they say, well, because remember, one of our guys got punched and alleged ball grabbing got him banned for 9 weeks. Mm-hmm. So now if Eben says my dick was grabbed in the ruck, does the same happen? With no evidence. Don't need evidence. We don't need evidence, Jake.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think it should make any difference what Eben says started it. I mean, if he did do something in the ruck, like anything, like people talk about an eye gouge first. I'm not seeing it from this one picture, but anyway, if he did do that, then he should get banned as well. The Welsh player, I guess it's Alex Mann as well. But you know, whatever he did shouldn't change the punishment for Etzebeth.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't really care what Alex Mann did. In the end, I always like a bit of argy-bargy. I've always said it. I like the bit of fineness, but to take a guy's eyes out of his head, it feels a bit rash, right? Like, that's not what I mean when I said I want a bit of argy-bargy in the game. So whether it's retaliation or whether he just did it, obviously I don't know. A punishment should be there. I can't tell you what the fitting punishment will be, but it will be a lengthy ban.
I mean, we saw that, not like bringing another sport in the UFC, and that Tom Aspinall's like out indefinitely because of an eye injury. Like, you know, like, it's so dangerous to even do anything to someone else's eyes. You don't know the punishment. Even if he played the last minute or two, you don't know what damage you could have done, you know, in the sort of short term.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. And I absolutely love Eben Etzebeth. Obviously, this might be a bit biased, but like, as a South African, we always feel that like Eben is the greatest lock to play the game, one of the greats of the game. Yeah. And but that doesn't excuse what happened there. Like, that's just a bit too far. Obviously, we don't know the backstory, but in the end, we can only go on what we're seeing. And right there, attacking guys' eyes, that's ridiculous. Right? Like that. Anyway, I think the less said about all of that, the better. Well, do you think something like that takes away from the game or from the performance by the Boks?
A little bit, because that's all everyone's talking about now. I mean, there wasn't much to talk about outside of it in like the performance, but you know, people would just say how clinical and dominant the Boks are now. Like 80% of the chats just on Eben, but I think we do need to like touch on how long do you think a potential ban could be, or what do you think it should be?
If I really had to put on my neutral pants and say we don't want that necessarily in the game, I would say that'll. The thing is, can you put a time ban on it, or do we talk about matches?
Well, I saw it done by like weeks, which I don't know if it means match weeks, or I assume so. Mm-hmm. It will include Sharks games, of course.
I can see it being up to 6 months to a year, because it is pretty. It's a nasty one.
Yeah, I can see it being about 6 months, I reckon. It'll be back just in time for England, South Africa.
Well, the thing is, right, like, if I go back to, for instance, do you remember Bucky's Boeta? On who was that headbutt? Like, that would have been reckless, but in the end, that's a headbutt. Now we're talking about attacking guys' eyes, and you talked about the long-term damage that could be done. So you have to put it into perspective like that, and it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So, So yeah, I can see it being up to 6 months. Obviously, I don't want that for Eben. I don't want this to take away from the legacy that he's built. Obviously, he's got a great legacy in South Africa. I don't want anything taking away from that. I mean, he was racking up caps at a rapid rate.
Yeah.
But obviously, this will put a massive stunt in that
I
little growth that he got there.
He was on course to being like the most cap player of all time, beating Alun Jones. But this could stop that potentially.
Yeah. Anyway, talking about shocks and eye gouging, I'm pretty sure all the Stormers fans, all the Stormers rivals want to gouge out their own eyes when they see how good their rival is doing. Stormers, you absolute beauty. I've got to the realization, I don't want to over egg the pudding or take it a bit too far, but I don't think we'll ever lose a game again. It's ridiculous.
You've beaten a second-rate Munster, and
it's not a second-grade Munster.
No, it's first-rate Munster. I'm just calling Munster second-rate. But I just think, it was a good win. It was a good win, a good comeback. I did see some of the game. To be fair, it looked good.
Yeah, people, by the way, if you like talking about shit like when it comes to rugby, like we just doing here, we do this literally every single week, twice. So please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Go show Jake some love on his TikTok and YouTube journey as well. But yeah, in all seriousness, we'll take that all day long, right? Like this was the same Munster team that kind of played Leinster off the park a few weeks ago. Full strength Leinster, by the way. They missed a couple of players, Leinster, to be fair, but they still had the likes of Jameson, Gibson Park, James Lowe. Those guys all played, right? Mm-hmm. And Munster played them off the park at Croke Park. So for the Stormers to go and be down like 16 points or something like that, halftime, after already having 2 yellow cards, just the fighting spirit without our Springboks even there. Obviously, these guys are fighting for the jersey. They're talented players. I don't want to take away from them and say that they just lose their spot as soon as the Springboks come in. But you have to put it into consideration, right? That is super impressive. And obviously, we 6 games from 6. Now it's still early in the season. But the Stormers are renowned for traveling like the asshole. And now we've gone unbeaten on the road. The confidence that you take from that, after the shit that we had to eat last season for all the injuries, we spoke about this. Like, how can you not be happy as a supporter, right?
Yeah, it's something like the Stormers have said that they're trying to, take stronger teams on the road, haven't they? They've said they're trying to target it. They don't want to lose that many points like they did last year. So yeah, it's great. And as you said, there was like Jack Crowley and Casey and Tyg Byrne. They all started this game, for Munster. So to go to Thomond Park and get that win, it was great. And you're 21-6 down at halftime. Like, down. But Munster didn't score a single try in the second half, but you got the 3 tries sort of quite quickly. And they did get a winner, didn't they, in Munster? They got ruled out for rightly so, for a knock-on. And then he managed to hold out. So yeah, great spirit and fight from the Stormers to come back and win it. It was very impressive.
Yeah. Another pretty... I told you this, right, when we did our preview on the URC. The Bulls versus the Lions in the Yuxke derby. Form just goes out of the window when these two teams play. I mean, if you look at the table, and on paper, the two teams, the Bulls are a lot better on paper than the Lions would be. And they've had a much better start to the season than the Lions had. Like, the Lions are really struggling, right? Like, they play the same team in, 3 competitions.
Yes.
And they've gone to Loftus Versfeld, which is the Bulls' home ground, and they smoked them. I know the scoreline is 10 points, but the Lions dominated that from start to finish. They were ridiculous, the way that they played. 43 points to 30, 43 to 33 in a derby.
Well, yeah, well, the Lions have altitude bias, of course. But no, I mean, it was a great result for the Lions. I didn't see this game, sadly, so you have to tell me more about it. But I mean, I know the Lions are by far, really on paper, the weakest South African team. So yes, go away against a rival. I saw the result. I was like, oh, Casual called it. And I asked him where the teams are. He says that it's always close, and to get the win as well, and not even it didn't get. It was 10 points. No, I don't know how comfortable it was. Like whether they got a last minute try, it made it look worse. Something you have to tell me, but it's a great win.
Yeah, the thing is, whether there was last minute tries or whatever there was, right? Like in the end, the Lions, they kind of, I don't know if you have that in the Prem. They like every South African second team. Like, obviously, they've got a lot of people's first team, but let's say if you don't support the Lions, everyone's second team is the Lions. So everyone wants them to do well. They play some of the most gorgeous rugby. They are so good in getting young talent through the door, but they're kind of that team where as soon as there's young talent, they get snapped up by the Sharks, Bulls, Stormers. It's kind of that team. And they play some outrageous rugby at times. And when they're on it, they might be the toughest team to beat in the URC. Like, they play some ridiculous stuff, and it just all clicked this weekend. And they were fully deserved of their victory. Just a few other upsets that I just want to mention. Ulster and Benetton, we thought it might be a closer one. 47 points to 13. Absolutely blew them out of the water. Ulster's looking good this season. I like that. I want the strong teams to be strong. I want the weaker teams to be stronger. And Ulster just kind of feels like that team. When the South Africans came in, Ulster were kind of on the fringes of being a great team. They're playing like a great team at the moment. And another, is this upset? Connacht 44 points to 17 against the Sharks. Probably not a massive upset, but the scorelines are upset. Like, it's a shock.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we did call it though, didn't we? We did call, I think, Connacht to get that win. But yeah, I mean, the margin just feel pretty crazy. But they were missing so many of the Springbok players, the Sharks, even though it's not made a difference in many of the other games. Yeah. But yeah, I know. Good win for Connacht there.
Well, it puts you in that talking point of a lot of people talk about the Sharks just have too many Springboks. So there's not enough guys that want to do the dirty work.
Yeah.
But now they've not got any of these Springboks, and they still got hammered. Coaching staff, can't talk about them, right? It's what is going on. And then just the final one. Scarlets 23 points to 0 over Glasgow. I didn't manage to watch the game, but wow.
Yeah, I didn't manage to watch the game either, but I heard that there's an over-reliance on sort of like key star players, like Tupelotu and Hugh Jones and that lot, and then maybe other players who are still kind of well-renowned, but like they're not stepping up when they're absent. So that's what I've heard from Scottish.
Yeah, well, that's what you need from the good teams, right? Like, all the good teams will have international players, and you need those guys that are kind of on the fringes because injuries happen. And with the way that Glasgow's been playing over the past few seasons, you would expect them to have decent enough squad depth to actually not, even if they lost, there's a way to lose. 23-0 is not a way to lose.
No, it's not.
Anyway, take us to the...
Right, I was just looking at the URC table. Look at Cardiff in second. That's so fun. Come on, Cardiff.
Yeah, but Cardiff always seem to find their way into funky positions, right? Like, you feel they might lose any weekend, but it feels like they could win every single weekend as well. Yeah. Like the way that they play. Yeah, it's very impressive. Welsh rugby needs that.
Yeah, definitely. And even if they don't end up, in the top four, they've still got a lot, they've got a lot of points now. It should be enough for them to not guarantee, they'll be favourites to the top 8 now. And that's missing some of their Cardiff players as well, I'm presuming, because they're playing in the Boks. So, they're flying so far. 5 wins, 1 loss out of the 6 games. That's good.
Very good. Take us to the Prem.
The Prem, that was a disappointing weekend in the Prem this weekend because Bath have come to Fortress Stonex and come out of a win. So Jake was very disappointed yesterday, when that game happened. It was so disappointing. We were 14-0 up within like 10, 15 minutes, and then they get penalties, like whatever. Then straight from the restart, Kalori shows his aerial ability. Obviously, the GOAT of under 19-year-olds, whatever. But then straight from that, a phase later, Ivan Van Zale, we love him, but he just throws a pass, intercept, and Henry Arundel gets a free try. So that makes it like, we started so well, Saracens, and that just ruined it all. Anyway, we were leading at half-time like a try. It's 29-29, 10 minutes to go. Get a penalty, and Elliot Daly's like, from the halfway line, I'm going to kick it. It's like, I just said it to my mates when we were watching. This is the wrong decision. He never gets them. Inevitably misses, and they go score a try like 3 minutes later. And it's like, oh my God, how have we lost that one? Right, Bath are missing a couple of players. Ed Finn Russell playing and Ben Spencer and all that, but like, should have won that, Saracens. So that's the painful Sunday match, which I had to get out of my system.
Yeah, I told you, Bath, you didn't want to believe me.
Well, no. No. Anyway, that means Saracens in 6th. Oh my god, 3 out of 3 wins. So it's 3 wins, 3 losses out of 6, but it's just stupid. Anyway, on the Friday night, Leicester beat Newcastle. Not much needs to be said about that. But Exeter got a win over Sale, which I still haven't got the highlights of that, to be honest, because they only showed the Leicester game live on TV. But that was kind of a crazy upset. I heard they came back, Leicester, that they came back into it. Tom Curry put in a tackle, which was way worse than the Malio one. He got a yellow card, like rightly so. But it's just crazy that people talk about like an injury. Of course, Contaponi had a fight after the game, but that Curry one on the weekend was way worse. So yeah,
should have been a red.
Have you seen it?
No.
It's borderline. I think yellow is fair enough. It's a bit like a Farrell one, he just sticks his shoulder in.
Did Ikitar play?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't see the game.
Okay.
I've seen
but it's good for Exeter, right? Like, this is a team that really struggled last season, and they're pulling through this season. Oh, where are they on the table now?
They really struggled last year. They finished 9th, and this year they're right now they're 2nd. I think this Sale game is the first big game they've really played, but getting an away win at Sale, AJ Bullies, that's fair play to them. That's pretty decent.
But they're 2nd because Saints dropped, right?
Yeah, because Northampton Saints played Bristol yesterday or Saturday. It was right after the Wales-South Africa game. I watched it. I was like, oh, well, this would be a bit tighter. 46-12 to Bristol. I was like, oh, that's disappointing. It's not really a shock, though, because Northampton are missing all their big players like Pollock, Alex Coles, Freeman, Dingwall. Anyone who played 2 or 3 games in the autumn for England was out. So only Finn Smith, the big guns, played. But yeah, good win for Bristol. They needed.
Did Bristol have the players that are injured back in their team?
Not really. No. They got Lewis Rees-Zammit back, but that's about it. And Tom Jordan, but they're still missing McGinty, Randall, BETWAY, some of their exciting players.
You see, so Saints are missing a couple of players, and Bristol as well, but they absolutely cook them.
I think Northampton are missing more. But yeah, it's a great win for Bristol, and they're quite a fun team to watch.
Yeah. Anyway, that wraps up our reviews of the 2 competitions, because we've got big news to actually talk about. Goodness, I just lost the screenshot of it.
World Cup draw is what he's talking about. World Cup draw comes out tomorrow, when you guys are watching this, tomorrow. So
yes,
I need to search for what time it is. I want to watch it.
Okay, I got it again.
One 9 a.m. GMT UK time. So 11 if you're in South Africa, in the evening for Australia and New Zealand viewers, 5 in the morning for Argentinian. But
wait,
yeah, 9 a.m.
Is it 11 a.m. for us?
Yeah, 11 a.m. for you, 8 p.m. for, I guess, Australia, because it's done in Australia, because that's where the World Cup is. But yeah, 9 a.m. in the UK. It seems like a weird time, but I guess they want it for UK and Australian viewers,
Okay, so we officially got it. Band 1. South Africa, New Zealand, England, Ireland, France, Argentina. Would you say that's fair for band 1?
Yeah, they're top 6. They are clearly the best 6.
Yeah, obviously. But would you say that is probably the top 6?
Oh yeah,
in the world at the moment.
Yeah. So
obviously, this second band would be the stronger team in that pool that band 1 would go up against. You've got Australia, Fiji, Scotland, Italy, Wales, Japan. I know which one I would want.
Which one?
Wales.
I think might be try next World Cup. They'll build up to get a need to try.
Well, the thing is, I reckon Wales will be better. So obviously, you'd probably, if you had to pick right now, especially you, because there's a rivalry with Wales. Like, you don't want to get involved with a rivalry in a pool game necessarily. You'd probably want to go with the likes of Japan. Fiji can get up for it. Italy can also get up for it. But between Fiji, Italy, and Japan, just on paper, is probably the teams that you'd want in your in your pool
Yeah.
from band 2, right? Would that be a fair statement?
Mean, the only thing is they have got Eddie Jones as coach, which, you know, that's a bit of a red curveball. You know, if we drew Japan on Wednesday tomorrow, you just know Eddie Jones is going to spend the next 20 months planning against that game against England. So, you know, maybe I will take a Wales, but they always, you know, get up for games against us as well. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
You asked me a question, do you think it's correct for the top 6? And I said yes. Do I think that's the best next 6? I actually don't. I think Georgia get absolutely shafted by not being able to play the best teams. Like Wales and Japan get to play the Springboks and Ireland and England, all this stuff. And then Georgia played like USA and Canada before they played Japan and lost in the last minute. Like it feels so harsh on Georgia, if I'm being honest. Yeah, they don't get the same opportunities Japan and Wales get.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Like Georgia is it's not an upset if Georgia beats, I wouldn't say any of band 2, but let's say half of the teams that's in band 2. If Georgia were to beat them, I wouldn't say it's an upset.
No,
I would say like they just played better. They're like on the same level as them.
Absolutely.
Anyway, band 3. We've got Georgia, Uruguay, Spain, USA, Chile, and Tonga.
Yeah.
There's a bit of feistiness in there.
There's a lot of feistiness in there. It's not a nice band.
Like, if you think about it, band 2 and band 3, there's obviously a couple of better teams in band 2 still. But like band 3 could cause a couple of upsets if you have a couple of if the pool's nice and they're like band 3, okay, well, we won't play our strongest guys necessarily against the band 1 teams, because what's the likelihood of, for instance, Tonga beating South Africa, right? So let's say if South Africa had a group of South Africa, let's say Wales and Tonga, surely Tonga fancy their chances there.
Oh, absolutely, they'll fancy their chances.
Obviously, 100%. Without writing off band 4, I'm just talking about those two.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, Tonga just got to focus on being all the round band 3 teams. Really got to focus on winning the band 4 and winning the band 2 ones, and that'll give an opportunity. But like, even smashing a band 4 team and then getting losing bonus points against the other 2 games could be enough to get them into sort of best 3rd place team. 4 out of 6 are going to get chosen.
Or even points difference for 2nd place, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could get into 2nd.
Because the thing is, you're looking at band 4, Samoa, the people come out to support. Look at Portugal, whether they played in the previous World Cup.
Yeah. Who are the other 4 teams? Who are the other 4 in band 4?
Romania, Hong Kong, China, Zimbabwe, and Canada.
Right, okay. But
when I'm looking at band 4, we'd obviously be looking at mostly Samoa and Portugal there.
Yes. I couldn't see Hong Kong and Zimbabwe doing too much, or Romania. But, you never know, maybe Canada, if they get their shit in order. But I don't think it would mostly be Samoa, to be honest, because Portugal, they're in a bit of a mess right now since 2023. They've just made some really terrible decisions with the union. But Samoa, I mean, they're so poorly run. But, I mean, the players that could play for them, like Emmanuel Tuolangi, they could get in some big names who play in the Prem top 14 URC teams and really, upset the likes of band 2 and band 3 teams. But it's exciting, this World Cup, because if the things go like according to current world rankings, 4 of the top 6 of Georgia, Spain, Uruguay, USA, Tonga, Chile will make a round of 16. That's going to be a very exciting thing.
What do you reckon would be the feistiest pool that you could possibly put together?
Hang on. Let me just move my camera so I can see my computer screen. Excellent question, Casual. I've done this. I've come up with some of the most exciting groups we could get. I think the most exciting group, you could get a group of New Zealand, Australia, Tonga, Samoa, the All Pacifica group.
Ooh.
Or you could take out Australia and put in Fiji. Like that could happen as well.
But the thing is, that would be feisty. But I still feel like it's a foregone conclusion of who's going through there. Like it
You
would
don't
be exciting,
you don't think
but
Tonga and Samoa would be
band
up
one and
there?
band two is going through. No, I can't see Tonga or Samoa pulling off an upset against either one of those two. Like it would be feisty battles.
Mhm.
But Australia at home with their own home World Cup, they wouldn't have an
Yeah,
upset there. I can't imagine it. And the All Blacks, they're just too strong.
yeah. If the top ones from each band would get in the same group, there's South Africa, Australia, Georgia, Samoa. It's quite a high quality group that.
It could be.
You could get this
It could be.
southern European group, casual. France, Italy, Spain, Portugal. I'd like to see that.
Yes. Yes. Because I reckon Spain would be up for Italy.
Oh yeah, I think it'd be
They
exciting.
would be up for like
Yeah.
bit of football heritage coming into the
Exactly.
rugby world.
And for people who don't know, Spain pushed England A to the last 2 minutes to win, and then they pushed Fiji to the last. They were beating Fiji 10 minutes to go, and it wasn't a weak Fiji team. So Spain are a very underrated team. And then I've got the most even group I think on paper would be Argentina, Japan, Georgia, Samoa. I think that'd be a pretty close group.
Argentina, Japan,
Georgia, Samoa. I think that's just what I think.
Well, imagine. Yeah, that could possibly be. But I reckon what could be possibly closer, just with a matchup, Argentina, Wales, because I could see Argentina beating the other three pretty comfortably, but I can see possibly Argentina slipping up against Wales again. So I'm
Okay.
like Argentina, Wales, and I can see Wales slipping up against Georgia or Samoa then.
Yeah. No, I could.
So I'm going with that could possibly be the most spicy pool if they could get that one together.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And obviously, Wales beat Argentina in the World Cup. Sorry, Argentina beat Wales last time, so a bit of rivalry there as well. It's exciting. It's exciting. I want to see that.
I'm just happy, right? That what are the certain things that we feel like we always see in the World Cup pool stages? Some matchups.
Well, they said that Wales, Australia, and Fiji have been like together the last 3 World Cups. They can't get each other, which is good.
Exactly. None of them can be in each other's pool, which is
No.
great. Which is great.
As long as New Zealand don't draw Italy again, I think it's a success. They've literally had them the last 4 World Cups in the pool.
Yeah. Oh, imagine the state of it. Okay, so if you had to be neutral, if you had to be fair for England, what would you like to see in your pools? Because the thing is, you don't always just want the easiest games. You kind of want a little spicy one in there.
Maybe a bit of
How about
what?
No, go.
I think maybe a warm up, not a warm up, a tough one, which you should get over, maybe like a Fiji or Italy. I think that would be quite good for England. I mean, I would take Australia though. I would take Australia. I would love to play Australia in that first game in Perth and beat the shit out of them in that home World Cup. I would absolutely love that, especially if they win this Ashes thing. And there's a bit of talk in the rugby league or whatever. We don't like that, but I just want to silence Australia in a sport and do it in their home World Cup. I'd love that.
Okay, so England. So you're going with you want Australia.
Yeah, why not?
From band 3, who would you want then?
I'm a big fan of Spanish rugby. I'd love to see them do well, but I would take Chile or Uruguay happily. And then there's the USA who's always got that history. So I'm happy with really any team from band 3, if I'm honest.
And then band 4?
But this is probably going to be a game where it's not so close. But I think maybe against Portugal would be quite interesting. We had some.
So you want all the spicy matchups? I'm on a bit on the other side of the fence.
What would you want to see? For South Africa, what are we talking about?
I'd want South Africa, and probably like a Italy. Could be a little bit of a spicy one. Because I reckon we still win it, but they'll get a bit of oomph out of us in that one.
Yeah.
I'd really enjoy Um, give me a Georgia again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like just to get the physicality up,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
And then I want to stay as far away as possible from Tonga and Samoa, where injuries could
Okay.
take place. Okay, so I'm staying away from those guys. So
Yeah.
I'd take like a South Africa, Italy, and Georgia because it makes it a bit of a pool of death there.
Oh, sorry, so
And
you
then
want you want Georgia to get the physicality up and then stay away from Tonga and Samoa. How's that
yeah,
work?
because they're a bit more wild, right? Like Georgia's physical at the scrum and stuff, but I feel like Tonga and Samoa put in crunching tackles that makes your ribs sit like in your back. And I
Yeah.
don't really, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that.
Could you
So
imagine if South Africa drew Fiji, Tonga, and Samoa? How would you feel?
I'd cry a little. I would cry a little. I might shed it here. And then from pool 4 or band 4, give me like a little home run, just like to whack out of the park.
I'm sure you'd
Give
like to
me
see a all African clash, Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe one would be nice. But the thing is,
Yeah.
like, when it comes to these situations, it's the same as in the football World Cup or the soccer World Cup, where
Mhm.
we kind of back the other African nations just because
Okay.
we usually in that situation, but more on the written off side compared to like your European powerhouses and stuff. So I don't really want to smack up Zimbabwe because I would want to cheer for them, even though my expectations for them aren't the craziest. Like they've done a miracle to get into the World Cup, and I'm very proud of them as an African country. Like give me Canada or Romania again. I
Yeah.
think that would be nice.
I
One
get
way we
that.
can fully
We kind of
rotate, we'd still expect a victory.
think the same. You know, that we'd like to support a team like Ireland. I hope they do well as far as they can, and inevitably fail, and then we just keep supporting our big team. But yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so just for a last one, just a little fun segment of band 1 and band 2. If you could pick the matchups now, what would you want looking at it now? So you said, okay, we'll go from the top, right? Okay, well, obviously you said for England you want Australia.
Mm. I've done the
I want
thing
to mix
where
and match it like that with the southern and the northern hemisphere. So, but I would more go Australia and Ireland because I like that little history between England and Fiji.
no, what are you on about? I think I think the most exciting thing. I don't like the most exciting draw. I think if Argentina got Australia, because they're so close in quality, and there's a bit of feist in the rugby championship between those two.
Mm.
You get Japan for the history with that. Also, I just put you with them. New Zealand, Fiji, and England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, France, Italy. Yes, give those Six Nations matchups. It means they won't get each other in the round of 16.
Wait. So you said for us Japan, for
Yeah,
New
because I just
Zealand, you said
I just stuck you with Japan.
okay. You New Zealand get who?
Fiji, then England,
Fiji.
Wales, Ireland, Scotland, France, Italy. Bring the spice. Bring a bit of spice.
No. Okay, so this is what I would do.
All right.
I'd go Ireland and Australia.
Okay.
I'd go England and Fiji.
All right.
I'd go rematch this Argentina and Scotland or Argentina and Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me. Yeah, give me Argentina and Scotland because I don't want the Calcutta Cup in a pool stages anyway. So, but what's the cup that you guys have with Wales?
I don't know. I don't know. We don't care that
Yeah,
much.
give me England, Wales, and Japan, South Africa. I'd be fine with it.
How do you think this new round of 16 will go then?
How does the new run of 16 work?
But you get the the winners from each pool and the runners up will go through, and then the four best third place teams out of 6 groups will go through. So, you know,
That's tough without seeing the groups.
yeah.
Because I reckon there's obviously going to be an upset somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think that's a discussion for another day, that one.
Okay. I've done some like random draws if you want to see the sort of matchups I think we'll see in the round of 16.
Okay.
So like I've done like, you know, 6 pools of 4, and assuming like the best ranked teams get through, you could end up round of 16 games sort of like, I've got 8 games here: Ireland, Tonga, England, Uruguay, Scotland, Fiji, New Zealand, Wales, Australia, Japan, France, Italy, Argentina, Chile, South Africa, Georgia. They're just random, and that's what I came out with. How do you feel about those 8 games? Would they excite you?
That Georgia matchup excites me. Yes.
Yeah.
Where are you on the perspective of you want the tough game in the round of 16 or the quarterfinals? Do you say you still want to chill there, or do you kind of want a spicy one there?
Well, this is the thing, because it's like, I'm trying to explain it to like people watching this if you've got this far in the video, because it's like 16 teams going through. You're yawning during my explanation there. Anyway, there's 16 teams here, and so how do I explain this? Some teams, if you're in pools A to D, you're going to play a 3rd place team straight away in the round of 16, and then you're going to play another 3rd place team or group winner. Whereas if you win Group E or F, it's just the way the draw is. You're going to play runner up, and then you're going to play the winner of 2 more runners up. So arguably, it's easier if you're in groups E and F if you win it than you are in A to D. That's quite a complicated thing, but if that makes sense, there you go. But
yeah,
to me, I don't think it makes too much difference, because it's probably still going to be like Scotland, Australia, Italy who get through, Fiji who will be good. So I don't think it makes too much difference, but it's just interesting sort of way it's.
So if there's a winner and they were from Group E and F, automatically people are going to caveat that.
They have an easier route to the semi-final than probably others. So like in my example here, New Zealand would play Scotland, whereas Ireland and England play each other in the quarter-final. So it's just random, but that's how it worked.
That would be Australia. So fitting for Ireland. Yo, it would be so. Imagine like New Zealand gets, or you get, for instance, like, who did you just mean? Just say like USA or Spain or something, right? Mm-hmm. And then Ireland gets a runner-up or whatever, and they all of a sudden they meet up with fucking Australia, home, and then they just crash out again.
This is the thing. If there's an upset in the pool, like a 3rd place team upsets a 3rd band team, upsets the 2nd band team out of nowhere, you could end up with a pretty good team in the 3rd place playing a top team in the round of 16. So let's say
you actually want that, right? Like in the first couple of bands, a little cheeky upset.
Let's say Georgia upset Australia somehow. Australia go through as a 3rd place team, and then they might have to play Ireland or England or something in a round of 16. That would be pretty funny, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap it up there. Okay. Good discussion. People, please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate you guys as always, and we will see you. We'll probably film one on Wednesday to talk about the draw that took place.
Yes.
Ciao.